So without any further delay, I would like to introduce our speakers for our keynote address today. They are a family from the United States. They are Sean, Susan, and Devon Edelman.
Thank you very much for having us. We flew in from Seattle last night, and this is a wonderful opportunity for us to speak in front of you. Our talk today is brief, but it's important. It's about raising expectations. Imagine the possibilities, and the people who've spoken before us have already alluded to how important this is. What I know, 23 years as a physician, 18 years as a surgeon, 25 years of marriage, and 21 years as a father. What that's taught me, well, other than figuring out how to use the mic, is how little I truly do know. That classic saying, the more you know, the more you realize how little you do know.
What he has learned, though, is that everyone has value, and we don't get to put any preconceived limits on other people's value.
Hi, I'm Devon. I'm 18. I have an awesome family. I have an older sister and I have a younger brother. I have lived in many places, been in many schools, in preschool, and primary school. I learned my letters and also learned to read. I started my love of marine life, and that's me with a dolphin. So in middle school, I had lots of fun in classes, sports, and plays. And I have fun with friends too. Now I'm in high school. I'm a cheerleader, a soccer player, and an A student. My favorite classes are video productions and marine biology. I will graduate in June. I love learning, and also I love sharing. After I graduate, I'm going to college, or maybe a college program. I hope to work in the field of marine biology. I want to live in an apartment, and maybe someday a husband.
She hasn't talked to me about that yet.
And I deserve to be up here speaking to all of you guys. And thank you for making me feel very included today. And being included is being awesome. Thank you.
We think she's pretty awesome, too. She is Devon. She's not Down syndrome. We will support Dev to be the best Devon that she can be. What we have to do is raise the expectations of the society around us, and that includes our kids, ourselves, and our communities. Starting with our kids, we can't put any preconceived limits on them because we don't know what they can do. Dev surprises us all the time. Sometimes when you have that baby that's presented to you, you have all kinds of hopes and dreams for that child. And then if you get a diagnosis, some of those hopes and dreams get dimmed. But they don't have to be dimmed because we don't know what any child is capable of when they're a baby. We have to let them show us what their future is going to be. Raising the expectations of ourselves is difficult also. As parents, we have to step up to the plate. We have to volunteer. We have to spend time in the schools. We have to advocate for our kids, working with the team members of the community. One of the hardest things that we're learning with Dev as a teenager is letting her try things that she may not succeed at. And those are hard things as a parent to do, is to let the individual, not a kid anymore, have the dignity of risk. So she gets to fail at something and then try again and see if then she can succeed. Our communities. We have to raise the expectations of our communities. Working with the families, working with doctors and therapists. We have to start as early as possible to keep our kids included and to keep our kids to have all of their opportunities. We have to work within our groups, like coming here to the World Down Syndrome Day conference, and keep spreading the word. We can use the different programs that are in your own community, between Young Life or Friendship Circle or Best Buddies, or some of the things that we've done. And in the end, we have to remember the big picture. And the big picture is that our kids are a part of society. We have to work with employment and housing and transportation are all important for any person. And making them accessible and inclusive for everyone is crucial for our kids' independence and reaching their goals.
She has to multitask, do the printer and talk, so I got it easy. I put this slide up because there's a gentleman named Dr. Robert Rosenfeld at the University of California, and he's done research looking at expectations and how those expectations affect others around them. It's not just what you say to people, it's your belief system. If you believe somebody can do something, how you talk to them, how you look at them, how you touch them can actually affect what they're capable of doing. And that starts at a very young age. We talk about nature versus nurture, and how your environment changes who you are as a person is not just in your DNA. It's how you evolve those patients, or those people, listen to the doctor and me, those people at a very young age. And so your expectations really can affect people. There's a young man named Daniel Kish, who was blind because of retinoblastoma as a very young child, and his parents believed that he could do what other kids could do, and so they treated him in a way that allowed him to develop senses in a way that he may not have been able to if his parents had treated him any differently. Inclusion, that's what we hear about, inclusion. Inclusion is a two-way street. We always talk about the special things we're doing for our children, but it's also happening to those other children around them. Kids live in a real world, benefiting immeasurably from rising to the challenge. School is a microcosm of life. You're not in school forever. You have to live your life. We all benefit from learning about diversity. Being different is not a disability. Excluding typical children from inclusion is also denying them the opportunity to be a mentor to a friend or someone who may be different. And in fact, kids of all abilities, disabilities, typical, however you want to say that, improve academically in an inclusive environment. Kids get the opportunity to teach and be in a different role, and that helps everybody on every level. The key, and this is what it comes down to, the key is our kids are the key to different doors in our life. Devin has opened doors for me that I would have never experienced had she not been in my life. I have two other children who have opened different doors. Doors in our life that wouldn't open if not for them. One door I never knew about was being an author. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. Why in the heck would I write books about kids and other stuff? And if it wasn't for Devin, I would not have done that. That has value. I'm talking here with you today. What we're doing today is very, very important. All of us are here today on a mission to include people of all abilities and colors and everything else under the sun. That has value. I am a better person for having had Devin in my life.
I'm also a better person for having Devin in my life.
I love my life.
That has value.
That has value.
So think. All I ask is that you opened your mind to the possibility that there's more to life than you may be able to understand.
I'm not the exception. I'm a possibility.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us today.
There, now it's working.
Yep. Thank you very much for having us today.
I think those are the themes that the rest of the panels are going to work towards describing more and more as the day goes on.